What's up, my people? How's it going? Well, welcome. This is top 10 things to love about Canada. Oh, Canada. So after this video, you would have top 10 things to love about Canada and reasons to move this year, 2021, or whatever year this is that you're watching this video. If you haven't, you need to check out part 1, where I talk about all the things I hate about Canada. And maybe it's good for you to actually compare to know and make the decision for yourself if you actually really want to move to Canada. Hey beautiful people, it's your girl Janie Booz, aka Janie of Canada. And if you are new, where have you been? And if you're new and returning, thank you. I feel the love. If you're new, please give this video a subscribe right here, right now. Those buttons, do that, and also click on the bell. I'd love for you to join this journey because on here we talk about everything life as a newcomer to Canada. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So I have lived in Canada for 5 years now. I have visited 7 out of the 10 provinces, lived in cities, and also in small towns. And so I know about what there is to love and hate about Canada. But let's start with the number 10 thing. We're going to count down. I love that there is provincial autonomy. So there are 10 provinces and 3 territories, and they all act like mini countries in of itself, meaning that there are different laws. So if you don't like one province and how they do certain things, you might want to check out the next, right? So it's easy to actually get the best of different worlds in one country. I had a friend who was totally tired of the liberalism that's happening in Ontario, and he's like, I'm just going to move to Alberta because there's lower taxes there. But hey, you can easily find out what you like in the variety of provinces and territories that exist in Canada. And it could also be things like weather. Like, I'm tired of all the snow in Ontario, I want to move to BC. You can move to BC. So, but you also want to check out that video where I talk about things I hate about it and then what I feel about provincial autonomy on the flip side. Number 9, if you're a professional watching this video, it's also really great because there's a lot of opportunity when it comes to professional careers and how competitive it is. So it actually pushes you to get more skill set. There's a lot of room to grow, especially in new industries. There's a space for everybody. Healthcare, engineering, tech especially. There is room to grow in Canada. If you're from a country like mine where there's not a lot of opportunities, the amount of opportunities here in Canada will blow your mind. And there's obviously room to grow, room to get more money and raise a family. Number 8, by now you would have heard about the free universal healthcare and social services that are available to Canadians. Yes, even as an international student, I did have insurance that let me have access to healthcare. And it's also things like, when people say healthcare, you're like, what does that even mean sometimes? So prescription medication, emergencies, things like birth control you can get for free, right? You can also access mental health services for free. There's a lot of helplines that actually give you all of these services for free. There are also social services that can help support folks who are going through different things like abuse, addictions and things like that, all of which you can access the services for free in Canada. Especially now with the COVID-19 situation, Canada has now given COVID relief to people who have been displaced out of work. I know that they were giving $2,000 per month for I think up to 4 months for anyone who's been displaced out of work. That is big and pretty impressive. Number 7. If you're from a country like mine, you will love this. There is no false sense of authority or respect in Canada. Like back home in Nigeria, every time you had to say Saramba, and a lot of people just like abused power and authority that way. Here, I remember that was a culture shock for me when you come here and there's someone who is like 10 years your senior or even more, sometimes 30 years, and you have to call them by their first name. That actually breaks down every barrier of a false sense of respect and can actually relate to people on a human level. Obviously you're going to give people respect accordingly, but it doesn't create a false sense of people lording over you or disrespecting you just because they are older or they have the power, right? And that also means that government too is held accountable. Unlike some other countries, like everything is transparent from an organizational level, but even in the governmental level as well. I really love that. Number 6, There is free public education up until the age of 18 or up to the end of high school. So for those with kids who are looking to come to Canada, this is an amazing perk. Think about not paying for tuition up until university. However, when you get to university level, you can take a loan from the government. I know in Ontario it's typically called OHIP, or you just have to account for that pay if you don't want your kids to have debt. But that is a whole nother video. But we're going to focus on the fact that there's free public education up until the age of 18 in Canada. Number 5, Canada prioritizes the family unit. What does that mean? Canada wants you and your husband or your wife or your partner to be together. So what does that mean? They give perks to people with families. So if you're new to Canada or under a certain income, there's something called the Canada Child Care Benefit, CCB, where the government actually gives you some money to take care of your kids. What? Right? There are things like spousal benefits when it comes to retirement, savings, and pension planning, and all of those things. There is also abundant maternity and paternity leave. I know that you can get up to 12-18 months of maternity leave, and obviously shorter time for fathers, but it's still available, right? That's an amazing benefit. Number 4, this one is going to be for my adventurers out there. Canada is really close to the US and a lot of sun destinations, so get your bags. We get your bags, we're traveling. So it's honestly very easy to just up and go to Jamaica, Cuba, Aruba, all those like really fun places. But also we share the longest border with the United States. There's a lot of places you can go to. You can literally get in a car and just drive down south to some really fun destinations. Speaking of adventure and fun, number 3, something I love about Canada is how big it really is, but a lot of it is really empty. Because again, if you watch the previous video, you see where I talked about how 90% of the Canadian population lives within 100 kilometers of the border. That means there's a lot of expansive land, but it's not filled with a lot of emptiness and nothingness. There's beautiful landscapes to see. There's water. There's obviously famous things like the Niagara Falls, Banff, Algonquin parks. There are beautiful wildlife and nature to see in Canada, and there's beautiful places to actually go camping, to go on retreats and things like that. The land in itself is insanely beautiful, and so for adventurous people like me who like to catch beaches, it might not be beaches like in Latin America or in the continent of Africa, or the coast of Africa rather, but it is still something to see. So the next 2 points, honestly, one of the 2 of the amazing things I love about Canada. Number 2 is that you can become a citizen of Canada by naturalization. There are a lot of countries where no matter what you do, you can never be a citizen. You can probably be a permanent resident and that is it. But here in Canada, you can become a citizen. I have talked about different routes to get in there in my previous videos, so please subscribe and check those videos out so you can actually learn how you too can become a Canadian citizen. And the number one thing I love about Canada is that Canada being the largest country in the world, the second largest country in the world after Russia, there is still a very shortage of people. The Canadian population is aging, and the one way we actually fill this and make up for this in Canada is through immigration. Right now, there is about 4 people per square feet in the land of Canada. Meanwhile, in the States, there's 36 people per square feet in their land, right? So there's a lot of space here in Canada, and Canada is passionate about immigration to help boost the economy. And they do that a lot through making sure there's skilled workforce coming to Canada. I myself, I'm a skilled immigrant, and that was how I moved as an international student to Canada. And so that is something I absolutely love, and I'm on my way to getting my citizenship. So that is an amazing bonus that there is to come into Canada. So there's enough reasons to make you want to move to Canada. You want to also check part 1 of this video about reasons not to move and compare. And let me know, did I miss anything you absolutely love or you've heard that you should love about Canada? If you're not here yet, if you're here, is there something you absolutely love that I didn't touch on? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a conversation. It's a dialogue after all. And thank you for watching. If you liked it, like it. If you love it, subscribe. And I will see you in the what? Next video. Take care. Have a blessed day. Love you guys. Bye.